What is going on, Team O Nation? It is your boy TJ, the Jarhead Entrepreneur, coming back at you with a little bit different live. We're live on a Friday night, packing up some fish. If you guys were in my live stream, my lunchtime live, you guys know I'm going to go ahead. I've got a fish expo tomorrow, and so I'm going to be packing up some fish. I figured, why not go live, hang out, and get a few more watch hours? Got to keep it a little down just because the baby's already asleep. But as you guys can see, I'm in it's not really a fish room, I'm actually in the game room, but I have a fish corner. So I've got a rack of tanks here that's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10-gallon tanks, 2 20 longs, and then I've got a 29-gallon tank that's right here behind me. The lights are off right now, but that's just some mud guppies in there. Yeah, so the fish expo tomorrow. At the Knights of Columbus. They've got a big convention center over in Arlington, Texas, over on Cooper Street. So same place we did last time. So I'm going to be packing up some fish. I'm just going to be packing up some plecos with you guys tonight. I've got some endlers that are in this tank over here that I haven't decided exactly how many I'm taking yet. I got to get them separated too. I got to separate my males and females. What's going on, Steven? Appreciate you being here, boss. Turn my comments back on. There we are. What's going on, Steven? You see if I can click on it here. Yeah, I can. There it is. Steven saying hi. What's going on, boss? But I'm on my phone. I got my phone in there. I got my tablet down here so I can see the chat a little bit better because I've actually got my phone sitting up on my air hockey table. But so I got everything already pretty much set up. The way I do my bags, I use these longer. I have these 4-inch by 18-inch bags. I put a little piece of polyfill in them, which looks like this. It comes in a big sheet that I cut up. So it comes up in a big sheet, but I just cut it up into little, 1-inch by 1-inch squares roughly. And then I toss that into a bag. So other things that I use while I'm packing fish, shout out to Jason at Jarhead Aquatics, gave me this little tip when you're using the smaller bags. It's just a freaking funnel. I picked up at AutoZone. It's got a wide mouth on the bottom. So I use that, and I use a cup. This is my measuring tool for water right here, just a cup. What's going on, Sleepless Hustler? What's going on? Appreciate you being here. Just doing a little fish packing. So I'm kind of discussing. A lot of you guys don't do fish. I do have some people that are in the fish hobby. So, bam, 7 people hanging out tonight. Appreciate you guys. But so these, when I'm using these smaller bags, this comes very handy. What's going on, Mom? What's going on, Adam? Something seems fishy to me. That's right. So simply, when you're using these thinner bags, a little trick is to just use a funnel. It's as simple as that. So I use this cup. I have you guys can't see it. I've got a 20-gallon trash can right here that I always have with dechlorinated water ready to go. So I use that when I'm changing out water in the tanks, when I'm topping tanks off, and when I'm packing fish. It's dechlorinated water. These fish aren't going to be shipped anywhere. They're going to be going with me tomorrow. So I'm not worried about some people use tank water, but there's nothing wrong with fresh dechlorinated water. It doesn't have any fish waste in it. You get your tank water, but you're going to get, you possibly can get, fish waste and stuff from that water. So I just use fresh dechlorinated water. I always have it. I use Prime. Let me show you guys. I'm in a little corner here, so big fat boy in a little corner is not going to work too well. But these are the 2 things that I use. I use Fritzime 7, which is a live bacteria. It also naturally removes ammonia and nitrate. I also use that with a cap full of Cinco Prime. Okay, some people might say that's a little overkill, whatever, but I've never had any problems with it. I said I use a cap full of each in that 20-gallon tub. And I always have water. The guppies in here want me to feed them again. You guys already ate. They're like little vultures. They see daddy coming, they want to eat. Yeah, I'll turn the light on for you. Y'all can maybe see a little bit of them. You get a little bit. I said this is a 29-gallon tank. These are a bunch of buck guppies that I got. I separated some of the males and put them in here. I threw another one of my Japanese blues in there to kind of get a color mixture. Trying to look. This is like an experiment tank right here. See what colors I can produce with guppies. So there's a couple of the blue-eyed lemon plecos, and then I got some subwasser tang that I'm having problems growing, but with it came some ram's horn snail eggs. So I've got some blues and brown ram's horn snails, which is pretty cool. I also got some what we call pest snails in there. What's going on, Ella? Pearl Nini is in the house. What's going on? Appreciate you being here, hanging out with me tonight. I have a pea puffer tank, and pea puffers eat snails, so it's like a food supply for my. When this tank gets overran, I throw a little trap in here. I put a plastic bottle. I throw a little bit of food in there and poke some holes. Snails come in. I pull it out. I dump the snails into the pea puffer tank, and goodbye snails. My pea puffers will one by one pick those snails apart and eat them. So they suck them right out of the shells and just leave me a nice pile of snail shells. So it's pretty awesome. Guys, I'm on my phone, so I won't really be highlighting chat. So if I miss you, I've got my tablet in front of me, so I can kind of keep track of the chat. But I won't be like popping chat out tonight because the camera is way over there, and I'm over here. So, but like I say, you know, when using these small bags, this thing is this clutch right here, this little funnel, both filling up with water. So the way I do it, when I first get it, I get a fresh bag. You know, I've got these bags. I bought 1,000 of them from Ken's Fish. And then I simply take one piece of that polyfilter foam. And what this does is baby plecos, they poop a lot. I haven't fed them in 2 days because I knew I was going to be taking them to the Fish Expo. So to kind of alleviate that, because they were going to be in a bag all day. What's going on, Cajun? Appreciate you being here. Adam Hartman's in the house. Sleepless Hustle. Pro Nini. Ella's in the house. What's going on? So I put this in there just as a safekeeping. I definitely put them in here when I ship them. But like I said, the baby plecos is what they do. They poop. So rather than poop in the bag and build up the nitrates and the ammonia that could kill the ammonia that could kill the thing, I go ahead and just I throw that in there to soak up some of that. So I simply take good old red Solo cup. I dip it in my 20-gallon of water. Like I said, it's pre-done, and then just pour it in. Now, for tonight, what I did before I went live is I went ahead and scooped out probably about 15, 20 of the baby plecos. I've got them in a container next to me, so I can simply just reach in, grab one of them. These are what they look like. This one's about 1 inch long. And then I simply just drop them in. What's nice about this too, the cup, it holds the funnel real well. So the way I do it is I take my fingers and bring just kind of stretch the bag out. I don't put any oxygen in it. Okay. Some people ask that, like, do you have to put oxygen? Some people put pure oxygen. I don't. There's enough oxygen like in the water in the bag. So I simply just grab it. You want about some do 50-50, some do 1/3 water, 2/3 air. I just kind of, with this bag being 18 inches, I kind of grab it right about here, snag it, and just twist it. So you've got a good amount of air and you've got a good amount of water in there. I spin it a few times, and what I do is I tie a knot because these are going to be sitting all day on the table. I tie a knot. And just tying the knot would be efficient for, could be sufficient for what I'm doing. I just pull that as best I can. So now it's going to unspin. It's going to unspin a little bit, and that's okay because that's where the rubber band comes in. So one thing you're going to definitely want to have bagging fish is I bought, this is like, I don't know, 6,000 rubber bands. So I just have a little container of them. And then I'll spin it a little bit while I've got my fingers on it, just to kind of get it tighter, get the air in there a little bit better. And then just go back and forth with the rubber band a few times. And then there's a way to do it where you can pull it tight. I don't have that technique down yet. So there's a way you can do it where you pull it or when they unwrap it, but I just go back and forth a few times. And then what I'll do is I'll slide it down and make sure that knot's tight, and then I just cut it off. Now, I'm not going to cut these off right now. Well, actually, let me go grab my scissors. I'll be right back. I don't want to do it later. I'll forget. Oh, but that's it. What I do is all this excess, I just trim it off. So especially when you're shipping, it makes it easier. That right there's plenty of air. You guys can see there's plenty of air on the top, and there's a little guy right there chilling. And I have a container that I'll put them in. Right now I just have a big laundry basket next to me, and then I'll just keep filling that up. And then after I'm all done, I'll put them into the smaller containers that I'm going to travel with. I have them in smaller containers so they're easier to carry, because I said tomorrow I'm not taking as many. I'm taking 30 baby plecos. I'm probably taking 10 bags of guppies, maybe. I'm definitely going to take like 5 bags of endlers. So what I'll do is I'll separate 1 male and 2 females, so it'll be a trio. And I'll put those in. I have a bunch of males, so I might take and bag like 5 or 6 males in a bag also and sell those pretty cheap, because I have the batches that I've got right now it's predominantly male. The poor females in there are getting chased all over the place, which is another reason I want to get rid of some of them, because they'll be spawning again here soon. They'll be having babies. Now everything I have, all the guppies are live bearers. What that means is they don't lay eggs that hatch. They have live guppies. They're live bearers. Now my plecos, the plecos are a little different. They lay eggs. The female will come in. The male pretty much stays in a cave. That's his cave, and then he'll clean it up when he's ready to mate, and then he'll entice the female to come in. She'll come in, lay eggs. They'll do their thing. They lay eggs. And then the female bounces, and the male will stay with the eggs until they're hatched. What he'll do is he'll fan them to keep air circulation inside the cave. And my male, he is an awesome daddy. He's had 3 batches of babies, and he's with a batch now. This tank up here, I'll show y'all. This tank right here has got my babies in it, and daddy's in there also. So all these other ones, this tank right here that you guys see right here, this is my grow out tank. That's a 20 long that I have all of the first 2 batches of babies in. And then my daddy is, like I said, my daddy, Pleco, he's up in the top with the newest batch of babies. So I'm trying to sell some of these now, get rid of a bunch of these now. So the other ones are about the same size, so I can bring them down into the grow out tank. So, but that, I mean, it's pretty simple. Like I said, this process is pretty simple. There's no big science to it. There are different size bags. I prefer, hold on, my tablet's trying to run away on me. I prefer the long skinny ones just because size wise, they're better presentation wise on a table. Like I said, these are 4-inch by 18-inch. Now you can get them 60, depending on fish. The bigger fish you have, obviously the bigger you have to have. All of my fish are small. So I'm going to be getting into dwarf cichlids. I'm actually hoping to find a pair tomorrow at this expo. I'm not only going to sell, but I'm going shopping too. I'm going to get some plants for my pea puffer tank, because I want to put some new plants in there. And then I'm looking for a pair of German blue rams. They're considered dwarf cichlids. They stay small. Everything I have stays small. Which is nice because I can keep more of them in a smaller area. Like I said, there's 9 10-gallon tanks now. Bastard's going in this room, right? He's going to be right here on this wall. This is my game room. So you guys are sitting on, my camera's sitting on a air hockey table. There's a couch right next to this rack. My kids' desk is over here. And then Bastard's going to be right here on the wall. When I make Bastard's tank, I'm making a shelf underneath to put these 220 longs in. That's going to allow me to put 6 more 10-gallon tanks in here so I can breed more stuff. So it's fun, but I mean, simple. Empty bag, I simply take one of those, like I said, throw my funnel on there if I don't drop the bag. Pretty simple process. Big old, no secret, just that's my measuring cup. I just kind of fill it up pretty much to the top. Pop it in. Like I said, I got a little tub. I put the baby pluggers, I took them out of the tank so I wasn't chasing around the tank. And they're literally in a little Tupperware container next to me. I can simply reach in, grab one. There's one right there. This is one of my bigger ones. And just pop them down inside. Boom, done. It's that simple. But, you know, some of these people have bigger fish. And I can imagine, you know, some people that are doing this expo, they're stressed out right now trying to get bags bagged up. And I mean, there's people coming from Houston, if I'm not mistaken. So there's people that last time came from Houston. We had some that came from Oklahoma. So I don't know exactly where. I know there's at least 1 or 2 coming from Houston. So they're all packed up. We've got, you guys will see, I'm going to go live at the expo tomorrow. And I'll do a walk around. I'll have a friend of mine's daughter's going to be there. So I told her I'm going to need her to help me a little bit because I won't have any kids there. But yeah, sleeping with the fishes. That's right. I can. I got a couch right next door. I can if I needed to. It is a comfy couch too. Very, very comfortable. Just saying. What's going on, Paul? Appreciate you being here. Marcus is in the house. Sun City Scratch is in the house, but I mean, that's it. So I always tie a knot, and then I said I go back and I go over it. Just a little added measure. I spin it a couple times just to make sure the seal, and then I throw a rubber band on it. It's just because these are going to be sitting out on the table. I like to do it that way. That way, I know that they're not going to leak. I seen a bunch of people, you know, messing around with leaking bags. I had one, I think, in the bag that leaked is what I think I put it down. When I put it down back in the container, I put it on its side. So of course it's going to leak if the water is up against that edge. But I mean, that's it. Simply that. And then just, like I said, I cut the ends off. That way it's sitting on the table. It's nice. You see how tight these bags are? And they're small. So I can fit a lot of these on my bags. But said there's more than enough water, oxygen, and then that little piece floats in there that keeps the ammonia levels down. So I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing. I said, this is money. People see fish. I see money. I said, I like to turn, I tell y'all, I like to turn hobbies into money. I turned, you know, my fish hobby into making money. Never planned on it. I don't plan on opening up like a pet store or anything, but it's fun. The kids love, if you guys have ever had farm animals or chickens or something, kids love having the babies. My kids loved when we had chickens because I had babies. We had baby rabbits. So, but it's a way, like I said, I don't, you know, other than the tanks, the cost of the tanks, the thing with the tanks is that when Petco will do a 50% off sale on their tanks, that's when you want to go buy tanks. It's 50% off all the way up to the 75s, I believe. So like my 75-gallon tank, I paid $100 for it. It was $210, and I think I paid like $110 with tax or whatever. So that one needs a little bit more water. But that's the time is when Petco has their 50% off sale. That's when you want to go buy a tank. What's going on? Cheryl is in the house and just bagging some fishies. Bagging up. So these are L144A blue-eyed lemon plecos. These are my babies. These will actually be on my eBay store here soon. I was supposed to put them in last week. I just didn't get a chance to make the listing decent. And plus with everything, with us going out of town and everything, yes, you can ship fish in the mail. You can send them with the U.S. Postal Service. Yeah, we can have sushi tomorrow. I eat fish too. It don't matter to me. Once we buy a piece of property, I'll be raising my own catfish to eat. I'll have my own catfish in the pond, and I know they'll be eating good. These guys are spoiled. They eat really good. They've got some premium food. This tank actually is, Cheryl, funny you say that. This tank right here, I got it Goodwill. This tank right here is thrifted, actually. Funny thing you said that. That tank is thrifted. I got that tank. It had the lid, the lights, and 6 other hang on the back filters that I'm actually going to take to the Expo tomorrow. I paid $24 for everything. This 29-gallon tank would have been like 50 or 60 bucks by itself. Plus those hang on the back filters, brand new, are like $30 a piece. So I'm actually going to be taking those, because I don't use those kind of filters. I'm actually going to be taking those to the Expo tomorrow and selling them for 10 bucks a piece. So I'll pretty much got that tank for, I got paid to take that tank essentially. So and that tank, like I said, that tank just has some mud guppies, and now it's got some ram's horn snails, which will be making money for me as well. And that came in with the Subwest tank. I'm gonna put some freshwater shrimp in there. No, you can't eat them, Paul. Can't eat the freshwater shrimp. But I'm gonna put some of that in there as well. That's why the Subwester tank is in there. But yeah, this is what TJ does. Everybody thinks, you know, what's TJ doing on fish? That's what I do. I said, Bastard's the only one that, you know, isn't making me money, but he's actually the one that probably cost me the most, because I buy him 2 dozen minnows a week. That costs me, right now, that's costing me like $6-7 a week. It's not bad. It's cheaper than a dog. Cheaper than a dog. And I don't have to walk it. It won't pee on my floor. It won't bark. But yeah, nothing exciting about bagging fish. Like I said, this is the, you know, this is the part that kind of sucks when you got to do, because then whatever doesn't sell, guess what I got to do? I got to take them all back out of the bags and put them back in the tank. But that's okay. That's why I'm not taking, this time I'm not taking as many baby. Last time I think I took 50, but that's only because I had so many, but I've sold a bunch of them since then, because I sell them at the fish expos. But like I said, I sent another YouTuber, Well Done Tanks. I sent him 20, I think 20 or 25 to sell on his website. So I sent those out at Bastard. Could probably do a trick. I could probably teach Bastard to do a trick. I teach Bastard to eat somebody. He'll attack you if you come in and say he don't like females. I don't know why. But my wife or my granddaughter or my daughters come in my office. But now part of it might be because he knows they don't feed him. But he don't seem to. A woman comes in that room, he doesn't seem to like him really well. So I don't know what that is, what the deal is with him, but something he don't like about females. 4 down, 26 more to go. Like I said, I'm only going to bag 30 of these tonight. Like I said, I'm going to bag tomorrow morning. I'm going to get up and figure out what guppies I'm going to take, because I'm getting up at 6:30 to watch the women's Olympic soccer team. So they play New Zealand tomorrow morning, 6:30 local, 7:30 Eastern. So I will be up in the morning. Plus, I got to go to the bank at 9 to get some change, and then go to the expo from there. So Oh, I gotta put the. I did this last time. I bagged one up and forgot to put one in there. Put in there, buddy. I said these are easy. The fish aren't really that bad because what I do with the fish is a little different. The fish I'll put in these. I'll put some water in here. I'll get what I want to go in here, and then I'll dump this into the bag. So it's a little bit different with fish. These are easy just because they just sit there. They don't go nowhere. They don't swim around. They're just stuck to this bottom. They're all in a pile right now in the corner. So it's real easy for me to just grab them. But I'll get up in the morning and figure out, or I might do it after I go. Like I said, the live stream, I'm just going to bag. I'm going to stay on just to bag these guys up. But I figured why not? If I'm showing 5 people in the chat, that's cool with me. I didn't expect to be at Friday night. I know I'm sure there's a bunch of auctions everybody's at right now, but I figured since I'm going to be live, last time I went live and did it, and it worked out pretty well. So I will take 5 to 10 watch hours for 2 hours with no problem. Like I said, guys, I need 1,415 watch hours to go. That's all I'm lacking from 4,000. 2,585 is where we're at right now. I just checked it right before I came on. That's what it was as of this morning. So very happy with that. Got a lot of stuff going on this week. Like I said, I'm going to be live now. I'm going to be live tomorrow. Tomorrow I'll be live probably around 1 o'clock Eastern time. Probably. That's probably most likely. From the VIPs come in at 10:30 tomorrow. That's anybody that paid the VIP for the VIP membership. They get 30 minutes access to the expo early, and then the rest of the general public will be allowed in at 11. So from 11 to 12, it's gonna be busy. There'll be people everywhere. But about an hour and a half in, it usually calms down enough to where I could go live. Like I said, I'm just gonna be y'all be sitting at the table with me. And then what I'll do is I'll go live for a little while, then come out of the live and then go back live again towards the end when there's less people. That way I can show you guys kind of what's all there. But I'll pick the camera up and move you guys around because it'll be on my phone. So I'll spin you guys around and show you what it looks like inside. And I said, if my table's not too busy at that time, maybe I'll do a quick walk around because I'm in the middle row in the middle rows, but I'm in the back. So I'm back by where the saltwater and stuff is. So I'm where all the cool stuff is. In the back is where all the saltwater goes. And then they'll have any of our reptile. We'll have a few reptile vendors there, but not many because it's not a big reptile expo, but we do have some people that do fish and reptiles. So they're bringing both. So there'll be people there selling feeder rats and mice. They'll be selling snakes and scorpions and stuff like that. So there'll be a little bit of that there too. But I'll give you guys a walk around at least once so you guys can kind of get an idea. Like I said, it's just like picture a baseball card show or a flea market with selling fish. That's pretty much what it is. Have you ever been to a craft show? It's the same thing. Tables everywhere, and just each booth is selling some kind of either fish or they're selling fish products. So there'll be vendors in there selling like driftwood, and some people have tanks in there. I sold 6 5-gallon tanks the last expo. I took because I originally was going to breed bettas. So I had some 5.5-gallon tanks, and I wasn't using them, so I took them there and sold them for $10 a piece. And one guy bought all but one of them, so it worked out pretty well. So there'll be people selling tanks. They'll be selling. One guy I think he brought a forest with him. He had nothing but driftwood. Man, it was crazy. His booth was full of just driftwood. So there'll be a little bit of everything there. A lot of people do the cichlids, so they'll do all your cichlids. Cichlids are real popular. I know Joel Fernandez, he's a transshipper. What a transshipper is that's the person that goes to the airport and picks up fish that come in from other countries. That's called a transporter. He's a transporter he's the transporter we have in the area, and he'll have a whole display of bettas. He has a whole table full. So I know he'll be there tomorrow. He's at pretty much every show we got, but like I said, he gets paid by people to import fish. So he's got the license here. I think for the license, $100 a year. You got to fill out the paperwork, and then what it does is, as a transshipper, fish, animals, reptiles, whatever you get your license for, you're the one that can sign all the paperwork at the airport for fish. So bettas are tricky. They can be real easy, or they can be a pain in the butt. I've had a couple that were easy go lucky, put them in a community tank, had no problems with them. Others that, I bought some from California. The female died like a month after I got them, and then the male died. He just died a few weeks ago. So, bettas are kind of weird. They're temperamental. Like I said, sometimes they get along with other fish, sometimes they don't. But they're a cool fish. I like them. They're really, most of them for the most part are pretty carefree and just kind of happy fish. But like I said, I was going to breed them, but I didn't want to set up that much space, because bettas can have up to 300 babies, and you're good for the first few months, but then it's going to get to a point where you have to separate all the aggressive males. And my luck is I'd have 200 males, so now I need individual tanks to put 200 bettas, and I didn't want to deal with that right now. So later down the road, once we buy a house and I have a dedicated building for my fish room, then maybe I'll start, because if there's good money in it, but bettas are really beautiful fish. So I particularly like the koi bettas myself, but I've seen some pretty awesome fish. I'm in a bunch of fish groups, and I've seen some crazy bettas that come. A lot of bettas come. Well, they don't do. They come from Thailand and the Philippines, so they get imported. So, but yeah, back to that transshipper. So what that guy does, what Joel does, you want to buy fish from somebody in Thailand. So you contact the transshipper here. You give the information of your transshipper you're going to use to the buyer, or from the seller, and then what that does is he takes them to a transshipper in his country, him or her, into their country, and then that transshipper sends it to your transshipper here. And then, being that my transshipper, I have a local transshipper, I can go pick him up. So I can go pick him up at DFW Airport. So he doesn't have to ship them to me. So I don't have to pay added costs. But if you're in another part of the country where you don't have an airport with a transshipper that's there, because there's only they have to be the main key ports. They have to be international airports, and there are only certain airports that do live fish and animals. So you'd have to pay the shipping cost. But like for Joel, for me, he charges for bettas, he charges $5 a piece. So I got to pay him $5 per betta that he gets for me, essentially, that he signs for. So if I bought 10 bettas, he makes $50, and all he does is go to the airport and pick them up. Now, if he had to ship them to me, he would pick them up, he would rebag them, kind of like what I'm doing now. He would rebag them, then he would ship them to me. But he would make extra money for that. So he would make the $5 per fish plus a little bit extra for his time to have to repackage and ship. So that's where he makes his money. So he go to the airport once or twice a week and make $500-600, depending on how many fish are coming in and what fish. The bigger the fish, the more he charges. So, if you're bringing in, people, they import sharks, they import stingrays, they import all kinds of stuff. So What is going on, Shane and Samantha? Nah, you're good. You're good. This isn't a normal live. I scheduled it today, so don't worry about it. Like I said, I'm just happy that people are here. I'm good with it. I'm just packing up some plecos and get ready. I still got to go. I forgot to print labels. I have some labels. I have labels for the plecos, but I've got to print labels for the other fish I'm taking. So what I do is I print out labels. Tomorrow I'm going to be running a sale. So tomorrow I'm going to be, normally like my plecos are $15 a piece. But tomorrow they're going to be $15 a piece or 2 for $25. So I'm going to run a sale on them because I'm trying to get rid of some of these because I have another batch. So what I'm going to do for my entire table to make it easy. Because the other fish I'm going to sell $15 also each bag. So it'll be anything on the table is 2 for $15 a piece or 2 for $25. And I'll probably bring in, $600-700 worth of fish. Nothing crazy, but nothing crazy this time. I probably have some plants. I could probably thin out because I'm redoing down here. Let me show y'all. Down there is my pea puffer tank right here. It's like a jungle in there right now. I've got some jungle valve, and I have a big plant that's in the middle that needs to come out of there. So I could probably pull up the jungle valve. And last time I did is I put like 4 or 5, and I sold them for $5 a bag just to get rid of them. I put like 3 plants in each bag, and I sold them for $5 out the door. So I might do that because those are pretty easy. I'll just pull them out, trim them up, and then send them off. But I have to decide because I want to clear that tank out because I'm going to get some new plants for it tomorrow. So, oh yeah, I'm excited. I love these things. It's like Comic-Con for fish nerds. I mean, I'm really gonna enjoy the next one. The next one, I'm gonna actually have some fish nerd merchandise to sell. So not only am I gonna have fish, I'm gonna have T-shirts, I'm gonna have decals, I'm gonna have coffee mugs, I'm gonna have some other things that that can make me some more money on top of it. So I'm gonna have some hats that I'm gonna use my border machine for. So this one, I plan on doing it on this one, but with everything we've had going on, we've got the babies and stuff, I just didn't have time. No, they stay right here in these bags right here. They stay in these bags all day. They can stay in these bags. There's enough air. These guys can stay in these bags for 4 to 5 days if needed. And that's another reason I put, like I said, when I ship them specifically, I put that piece of polyfill filter in there because it helps keep the ammonia levels down because it soaks up the ammonia from their fish poop. But they'll stay in the bags all day. Now, there are some people like that have tanks that they set up and all that. I use the KISS method. Keep it simple, stupid. The reason I do it like that is because just simply that is, I forgot to put a rubber band on it, that's all right. Some of these guys, they'll spend an hour setting up their table and tearing it down. I set up my table in 5 minutes and I take it down in 5 minutes. Like, I just bag the stuff back up and I go. Like, I don't overdo it. I don't try to get crazy with it. I have a display that has like a picture of these guys as adults and one as a juvenile so people know what they look like. My labels on my bags have a picture of the fish that's in the bag. It ain't necessarily that, fish of mine, but I'll go online and I'll grab, like for my Japanese blue blues, I'll grab a picture of a Japanese blue, put it on there, and the label with the name on it. So when they pick it up, they know what they're picking up. Some people, actually, there's nothing wrong with it. They just, with a Sharpie, they write $10, whatever. You don't even know what you're picking up. So, nice. I'm not ignoring chat, guys. I mean, I kind of am, but I'm looking down it now. Have you ever been to a reptile convention? No. However, there is one, the same place where this fish expo is, they have Lone Star Reptile Expo like every other month. So there'll be reptiles tomorrow here, but not a huge. but I want to go to one of the big reptile. Well, probably my wife doesn't do snakes and all that stuff, but I like the stuff. Oh yeah, yeah. Like I said, here is the lone. Here it's the big one is the Lone Star reptile. And like I said they'll have. I think they have a show. They just had a show, and they're going to have another one next month. So it's like every other month they do it at this same place where we're going to be at tomorrow. And like I said, this is my fish association, my local Dallas Fort Worth Aquatics Association that's doing this one tomorrow. Like, so this table cost me $50. So I got to make $50 tomorrow, which I'll make $50. Last time I made like 180. I think I made 180, but I traded 3 plecos for all the red dragon guppies I have in here. There's probably 15 or 20 of them in there. Those jokers will sell, a pair of those will sell 25, 35 bucks a piece all day long. So I made out pretty good in that deal. So made 180 bucks plus got, $100+ worth of fish for 3 of these babies. The guy just didn't want to take them. He came to me and offered, first he came with 1 and gave me a trio, which a trio is 1 male, 2 females. That's usually how they're sold when they're breeding. It's usually, you'll get a trio. Sometimes you'll get a pair, but most of the time you're going to get a trio. You get 1 male, 2 females. But he came with that and traded me for 1. Then he came back at the end of the show with a huge bag of the rest of them that he didn't get rid of. And he asked me if he could get 2 more. So I definitely traded him 2 more. So I said they've got my females in there are getting ready to pop. So that's that was just money made right there. And I said I bought a trio, my Japanese blue blues. It said it was a trio. The bag said it was a trio, but there was actually 5 in there. There was a little baby in there, and then there was an extra female. So that tank now has probably got 200 guppies in there. So $18. And like I said, for 3 of those, I'll sell 3 of those for $15. I'm gonna sell 1 male and 2 females for $15. So I sell 1 of those trios, I got my money back, and I still have 197 more to go. Like it's easy money. And I said, as long as there's people to buy, they said eventually I'll put all this up on my eBay page as well. So I said, I never intended to be a fish breeder, but I said it was a hobby, and I came across some stuff, and I was like, you know what? Let's go. Why not? So like I said, it's nice because it pays for the hobby. I've got people that if I have any questions about something, I can ask them. I've got a whole community of people. There's always cheap stuff up for sale. Trade. I'm a big trade guy. I love trading. If I got something you need and you got something I need, I'm down to trade, and that saves us both money. So I'll trade any day of the week. Except for the guy that keeps hounding me on eBay to trade one of my sport cards. I had to block my first user the other day. This guy, so he sent me, asked me if I traded. I said, nope, I don't trade. Because what I did is I sent out offers. And he sent me man, I really love this card. Will you trade? Are you down to trade? And I said, no. So I sent him an even better offer than I sent him the first time. And he's like, no. He's like, I really want it. It's this, and this. He goes, I'll give you 250 or 2. He said 200. I've got it listed for 450. So, and I sent him an offer for like 350, I think, and then I sent him 300. And then he's like, man, come on, like begging me. And I was like, dude, look, I don't trade. This is what I'm willing to sell it for right now. You can take it or leave it. And he just kept writing me, come on. How much time a day? I do water changes once a week usually. Sometimes it's just top offs. Usually Sundays I do water changes. I'll clean tanks as needed, like my Pleco tanks, because I feed them green beans. They eat French cut green beans. Their tanks are a little messier than, say, the fish. So, I'll clean them as needed, but, I'll clean tanks once a month heavy, like clean them. But for the most part, it's just through water changes and, top offs for the most part. And then, like I said, I'll clean them as needed. If they get really bad, then obviously I clean them. I clean the filters because I use sponge filters. So I clean the sponge filters on all the tanks at least once a month. And the tanks that have the plecos and stuff, twice a month. So what I do is you take as when I drain some water out of the tank into a 5-gallon bucket, I take the sponge filter out and I wring it out, and I keep wringing it out until I get it clear. In the fish water, you don't use, or you can use dechlorinated water, but you want to squeeze it out in the tank water because the good bacteria is in there. So essentially what you're doing is you're just getting all the nasty gunk that is like sucked into the sponge. And so once you do that a few times, change some more water, clean it out, I throw it back in there. But like I said, my Pleco tanks I do about every other week, and then the other tanks, they're pretty low maintenance. So I don't have a large bio load in there. So I feed them daily. They get fed. They all get this Cobalt Ultra Worm Medley. So I buy these big 1-pound tubs. I actually bought it was on sale, so I bought 2 of them. So I have fish food for probably the rest of the year. And then my pea puffers, they get I have these frozen bloodworm gum drops. They get 1 of those a day. So I mean, really, in the morning, my lights are all automatic. So my lights come on. Now they're on now. They should have already been off. I turned them back on because I was going to be live. But they're on a Wi-Fi timer. So they're all plugged into a Wi-Fi outlet. So I have them on my phone. They come on at 10 a.m. and they go off at 6 p.m. So they're on 8 hours a day. So they're all automated. I have 2 pumps. All these tanks are ran by 2 pumps that are up here. I have 2 pumps that have 8 valves apiece on them, and they run all these tanks here. So, and then there's 1 pump. Actually, one of those pumps over there is running this tank as well. So this tank that's behind me, I've got the line ran across, and it's being ran on that too. So pretty self-sustaining, really. I don't have any lids on there, and I should for heat, but they stay pretty warm. This room doesn't get like really crazy cold. So and I've got heaters in all the tanks, but the evaporation happens more than if I kept the lids on them. But I just leave the lids off. That way I just top off. So the evaporation kind of gets rid of some of that water anyway, where I would have to clean it. And then I just said I clean as needed. But it's not a whole lot of maintenance to it. Once you've got everything established, I keep extra sponge filters in tanks so that I can set up a tank immediately. So if I get new fish tomorrow, I already have a tank. There's an opening here. This tank right here has got, all it has is 2 baby plecos in it, and that's it. So if I pick up those German blue rams, I've got a tank right there for them, a place to put them. So, but I keep at least 2 to 3 sponge filters in a tank, just sitting there collecting good bacteria. That way, I can set up a tank immediately, and that's why I keep this 20-gallon trash can next to me is full of dechlorinated water. So I've always got dechlorinated water ready to go. Come here, little booger. But yeah, it's really not that. It's not that tedious. Once you've got the tank established, it's pretty easy. It pretty much will run itself. But like I said, I use sponge filters because, like I said, there's nothing monthly you have to buy. What's going on, Anna? You don't have to buy filters every month, which you're not supposed to. A lot of people don't know that. You're supposed to clean those filters out with dechlorinated water and put them back in. You don't have to buy that filter media all the time, but they don't tell you that. But that's what I said. That's why I use sponge filters. They work for me. They're really low maintenance, and they're cheap. They're cheap. I buy a 2-pack right here. These are the sponge filters I use right here. I'm gonna find I got one right here. I'll show you. Let me get this guy finished. I'll show you all in just a second. I said I get a 2-pack of these filters for 19 bucks. So 10 bucks a filter, and they last forever. I mean, they don't go bad. Yeah, cheaper to make them too. Yeah. Like I said, I'm actually going to be putting. I had an outdoor pond I was setting up, but I decided, well, it's set up right now. There's nothing in it. I think I threw one. There was a guppy that somehow ended up in a bucket that I dumped in there, and so there's one guppy out there, and there's a bunch of snails in there, but that's it in the thing right now. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up 2 big bucket ponds in here, and I'm going to use a sponge filter with a piece of PVC to make a backfill, so it'll cycle through the sponge filter, and it'll be just like using a I can't think of the name of the filter now. The filter I use for my shrimp, I can't think of it, but piece of PVC pipe with a air stone down to the bottom to create a dry. So it'll be that same concept, but it'll have a sponge filter on the inside, a long sponge filter on the inside, the PVC pipe coming up, and it'll recirculate the water that way, almost like a little waterfall. I'm gonna put 2 of those in here with some floating plants and then some guppies, because I want to thin this group out here just because there's a lot of males in here. So some of these guys are going to go tomorrow, but I put 2 of my Japanese blue blues in here. Well, actually, now there's 3. So they must have had a baby then, because there's another one in here. There was only 2 in here before. I just seen another one right here. So that's cool. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to make my own colors essentially. But this is a sponge filter right here. This right here is a sponge filter. So there's a lift tube on it. You don't have to use a lift tube. You do for this one. What I have to do is there's a little stem in the middle. I have to break that off. I put a little piece of tubing with an air stone here to make smaller bubbles, but that just sits in the tank. What it does is the air goes down in and the bubbles coming back up, create a lift, and it sucks the water into the sponge, and all your good bacteria sit on the sponge. These are great because fry can eat the good bacteria and algae and stuff that grows on the sponge. If you've got shrimp, the shrimp love these things. But these are what they are. They're the Aqua Solutions Bacto Surge sponge. I buy 2 of these on Amazon for $19. So I have those sponge filters in every one of my tanks. I do have in Baxter's tank, I have the 2 from Aquarium Co-op. I have 2 from Aquarium Co-op. They're the more coarser ones, and they work really well. I just wanted the surface area of the finer sponge to give me a little more water clarity. These ones seem to clean the water a little bit more. But I said these are breeding tanks, so I don't care if they get a little hazy, they get a little bit of algae. Algae is actually a good thing. People don't realize that, especially when you have fry and stuff. The algae it's got a lot of vitamins and nutrients that fry can live off of. So algae is not always a bad thing. As long as you have plants in there, you're not going to get a lot of algae because they'll keep a lot of that down. But if you're getting a lot of algae in your tanks, that's because you probably are running the lights too long. Some people put the lights on way too long. You don't need more than 8 hours of light on the tank a day. So if you've got a tank, especially if you've got a tank that's sitting by a window, you probably don't need to turn the light on the tank on at all, because you can for a little while, but you're already getting direct sunlight. So if you notice a big algae buildup in your tank, that's probably why. You probably got too much light. You can get one of these bad boys. These things are really good. These are L144 blue-eyed lemon bristle nose plecos. The males have little bristles on them. The females have a couple, but not as many. But these things stay 4 to 5 inches at normal. My male and female are both right at about 4 inches. Yeah, algae is awesome for fry. What's going on, Game Masters Vault? Appreciate you being here. Yeah, fry, love them. Yeah, I'll have quite more once we move and buy a house. My wife is shutting me down right now as far as tanks. I told her today I wanted to move the couch that's next to this tank rack and put another rack in, and she just gave me a dirty look. So I took that as don't even push her luck. I'm gonna get, like I said, when I build Baxter's new stand, these 2 20 longs are gonna go. So I'm gonna have room for 6 more 10-gallon tanks, and that'll suffice me until we get till we buy the property. So plus I'll have Bastard's the 40 breeder that Bastard is in. I'll have him. What is going on, Cameron? 4 inches. Yeah, these are little baby plecos. That's one right there. These get about 4 inches. That's it. They stay small. Now the ones you guys see at the they call it the common pleco. Those things will get upwards of freaking 18 inches in a heartbeat. So you guys got to pay attention. Those plecos, you want a bristle nose pleco. You've got smaller tanks. Don't go to your thrift store, or to your pet store, thrift store. You tell them a reseller. Don't go to your pet store and get one of them plecos. Get a bristle nose pleco, because a bristle nose will stay small. And I said that's why I breed them, because they stay small. Dark County Picker is in the house. What's going on? Appreciate you being here, hanging out. Got 9 awesome people. Appreciate y'all. Just bagging up some fish, get ready for this expo tomorrow. Make a little bit of money. Hopefully make. I said I'm only taking about five, maybe $600 worth of fish tomorrow. So I'm not taking a whole lot, but not compared to some of these people. Some of these people bring thousands of dollars, and they make it. Depending on what you buy. I said this is a hobby. I do it for fun. I do it because I enjoy it. It makes me a little bit of money. The hobby pays for itself. There you go. See, guess what I just did? I forgot to put the little fishy in here. Come here, bud. I did this last time too. Come here, buddy. Like I said, what I'll do tomorrow though, these are all, I only have fresh water right now. I'm not messing with salt. There'll be salt tomorrow at the expo, but I only deal with fresh water right now. I'd like to set up a frag tank. I'd like to set up a frag tank after we move, but there'll be a guy there that has an awesome frag set up. He'll be at the expo tomorrow. He was there last time too. So I'd love to set up a little frag tank. There's a lot of money in those frag tanks to be made. I mean, a little piece of coral, they sell it for like 70, 80 bucks. So like I said, I don't have any high dollar fish right now. Now the German blue rams, if I find that pair, that'll make me a little bit more money than these guys. But my Japanese blue blues, like I said, I could sell a trio for 35 bucks all day long. Yeah, there's great money. What's going on, Glenn? Just bagging up some plecos right now. I said I got to go print off some more labels. I have the labels already done for these plecos, but see, I got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 15. So we're halfway done. Halfway done. Drinking Big Red. I know y'all didn't know about the drink only Dr. Pepper. I do drink Big Red too. Damn, not fun, but fun. Top, I guess. But yeah, you'll see guys. There'll be guys out there with $100, $200 fish tomorrow. Like there's some crazy money in fish if you're breeding the right. So I don't like to breed anything big right now. I just don't. Stuff that's small, if it doesn't sell right away, I'm not in a hurry to try to move stuff. So, oh yes, big red floats are the bomb. Uh-oh. You gotta try to commit suicide. You gotta get in the bag, bud. Like I said, I'm bringing 30 of these. If I sell half of them, I'll be good with that. I just gotta, like I said, I make some contacts. Hopefully make some trades, like I did last time, and keep moving on. Like I said, I sell these for $15, but if I put them on eBay, they'll be 20 to 25 plus shipping. So I mean, I sell them a little cheaper locally. We have an app called the Band app, BAND. That's where because you can't sell anything live on, you can't sell any animals on Facebook. So we have a Facebook group for the association, and then we have a band one group on the Band app for the association. Plus, I'm part of a couple other associations, but oh, Forbes did a whole thing on it. Yeah, I'm telling you, there's some crazy money in it, and pretty. I mean, like I said, saltwater's, you know, it's a pain in the butt to get set up, but once it's up and running, it's pretty self-sufficient as well. As long as you do, I mean, if you do the things right, some people try to reinvent the wheel, but a friend of mine's son got a blue crayfish. The things are awesome. I've never had any corridors, but I have one of the guys that in our association breeds them. He'll have them tomorrow. They're pretty cool fish. Yeah, Game Master. There's a guy, Joel. He's our local area transshipper, and he brings betas. He brings some crazy betas to these expos, like because he import. You know, he's a transshipper, so he can import them himself. And he has some crazy betas. He'll have a whole display. He has a big wooden like shelf display that he has set up. It's pretty cool. Here, hold on. One of the guys didn't. That one was a little small. I try to take them an inch, at least an inch. I said these guys were all born in like November. They all eat real well, but I try to make them an inch and a quarter, preferably. But yeah, betas. Like I said, there's some crazy betas that are out there. It's nuts. Like you see some in the stores, but if you guys get in some of these fish groups and see some of the pictures of these ones being bred in Thailand, it's nuts. Nice dark County picker. Like I said, I had 2 koi betas that I bought from a California breeder, and my female died like a month after I got her. She got some kind of like tumor, and then the male, I had the male for a while. He died probably, I don't know, 2-3 weeks ago. So I said I like them, and I was gonna breed them, but I just went a little different route from now. They're cool fish. I want to get into freshwater shrimp. That's what I'm trying to get into is neocardina shrimp. I'm going to get some blue dreams and some cherry shrimp to start off with, probably. They're going to go in this tank behind me. But I've got, like I said, bastards in a 40 breeder that's going to be empty once I put him in a 75. And I'm going to have some fun with that tank. That tank's going into the living room, so I'm going to do it up a little bit more. Put some pretty cool We're probably going to throw a bunch of Tetras or something in there. But I have some Red Dragon guppies right here in this thing. They are freaking. I got them. I traded for them at the last Expo, and man, I can't wait. The females are about to pop now, so I'm waiting for them to pop. Give me some babies, because those jokers sell a pair. I'll sell a pair for $30. Yeah, they don't live too long, unfortunately. Well, this is a big guy right here. There you go, bud. That's a big fella right there. But yeah, some of these guys, there's some people setting up right now. Actually, they let people go in and set up for a couple hours tonight. Like I said, because some of these guys, they bring so much stuff. Like I said, one guy, he'll bring nothing but a truckload of driftwood. Like he had so much driftwood last time. It was nuts. It was crazy. Like I hadn't seen that much driftwood ever in one location, and he had it all in his booth. Like it was insane. But some of these people, like they go out and cut down a tree, or they find a dead tree. They bring the whole damn tree. Like this guy did. He had some of the biggest pieces of driftwood. I was like, who is going to come and buy that? Like, they need a chainsaw to get it out of here. Nice. Yeah, I love being. That's what I'm trying to work on this. I'm getting some plants tomorrow. We have a lady, Sue. She actually runs an animal rescue, and she sells plants to help fund the rescue. And so she always has a bunch. She makes hundreds of thousands. She makes hundreds, if not thousands, of dollars at these expos when she goes, because she sells out almost every time. Yeah. I have a buddy of mine. If you guys are into shrimp, go check out Poseidon's Pets. That's my man Kyle. He breeds all kinds of shrimp. Like he's got Cardina and Neocardina now. But he's got an awesome channel with shrimp. I'm picking his brain for shrimp, so when I get into it, I'll know what the heck I'm doing. I already got most of the stuff for shrimp, but yeah, trying to catch shrimp, whew, that's a chore in itself. I'm not looking forward to catching these endlers in a little while. I got endlers. Cheryl, I do have merch. I just haven't made it yet. Like I need to order the stuff. Honestly, I've just been so busy. Like I've got the merch. Like you know me, I make my own t-shirts and everything. So I'm gonna be embroidering my own hats now. So that embroidery machine's coming. But I need to get my logo over to Supercolor so I can get my transfers. Then I'll print you guys some shirts. It's coming. I'm getting back focused on that side of my business stuff, all the crafting stuff, and I wear everybody else's though. I got Paul Philly Flippers. I got Flip the World Chris's Flip the World. I support everybody else though. But I'll have the merch. But I'll be making it myself. So I'm gonna have a coin, because Marines, we do coins. We have challenge coins. So I'll have a challenge coin. I had one made. However, the company I went through, they make them in Sri Lanka, some crazy South Asian country, and they looked like crap when I got them. So I filed a complaint with them. I got to upload some more pictures to get my money back, and then I'm going to go with another company that is in the United States. I didn't know this company sourced out to another country. I got no problem with that, but the quality just sucked for what I paid for it and what I know those coins can be done. So I got to send that off and I'm gonna have a coin made. I'll have hats, shirts. I'll have coffee mugs and coasters. So I'll have a little bit of everything. Bottle openers. I'm going to have custom bottle openers. They're going to be sublimated. I'm getting ready to drop $1,500 on a new sublimation printer. So I'm about to get the Sawgrass SG-1000. So I'm about to add that to the arsenal. So that's going to open up a lot more stuff too. I have an Epson 7710 that I converted. However, when you convert a printer over, the printer heads clog really easy. So if you're not printing stuff on a daily basis with that thing, it's a pain in the butt. You're constantly cleaning the print heads, which costs you ink. So I'm just going to drop that money, get a true sublimation printer, and then that'll open up some more stuff too. You're a little guy. You're going back in there. Come here, buddy. You're big enough. Come here. There's not as many in here now, so trying to catch them ashore. You're a little fella. Get back in there. Go get bigger. Might have to scoop up some more. I cheat with these guys. The way I do it is they like to sit on the filter, on the sponge filters. So what I do is I take the net, I put the net up underneath this, I pick up the sponge filter, drop it in the net, and I shake it, and that's how I catch them. These guys are easy. Are you talking about for these fish expos? Yeah, they do straight sales. These are all. I mean, they have done an auction. They've done an auction in the past, but mainly it's just straight sales. They did a silent auction last time for donations because a lot of people lost. We had that freak snowstorm in February. I'm in Texas, so we had that freak snowstorm that everybody lost power except me. I didn't lose power, but I had a generator anyway. But a lot of people lost, so we had donations, and then they did a silent auction to raise some money for the association. There were plans about doing like a shrimp competition and stuff like that, and then auctioning off the winning shrimp, stuff like that. But are they slimy? Yeah, a little bit. These guys aren't bad. They are a little slimy. I just pick them up in my hand. These guys, I do. The fish I'll net. I won't try to catch the fish, but like I said, I got to catch a bunch of endlers, and those jokers, them jokers are fast. When I was separating the first batch before I had the babies, I had too many males, so I was getting the males out, leaving one male and the 3 females. It took me a half hour to catch the 5 males to get them, 5 extra males to get them out of the tank. I was ticked off. And I got different size nets. I mean, I've got this little baby right here, this little dip net. I've got next size up, then a little bit bigger, and I got the big 6-inch, and they get bigger than this. Bastard will fit in this. Like I catch Bastard with this thing. He's big enough now I could lift him, but I don't know. I ain't tried to lift him yet. I don't want to hurt him. He's my buddy. I don't want to hurt him. And I do have a towel because I'm dripping water everywhere. But what's nice about this house we're renting right now, the floors are rubber, and so they're 100% waterproof. The floors aren't even put down. They're just heavy pieces of rubber slats, and they just lay down. So it's pretty crazy. They have like a texture, so they look like wood planks off of like a dock. They're like a light tan with some grays in them, but they've got a texture on them. So yeah, they're not. These guys aren't that slimy. These guys actually have a little. They have a little. Their skin is like armor kind of. So they're not spiky, but these guys have a little bit of texture to them. They're not slimy like a fish, but they're like sandpaper. Their skin is like sandpaper kind of. What is up, Derek? What's going on? Nicety in the house. Appreciate y'all. Just bagging up some fish, you know, hanging out, getting a little extra watch time while we're working. Everybody else is working. I figured I'll do a working live, which getting ready for this fish expo in the morning. So almost done bagging up these plecos. I'm bagging up 30 plecos to take with me tomorrow. Hey, ATL, I picked up a pair of, I should go get it. They're in my wife's car. I need to go get them out of there. Picked up a pair of red Jordans for 20 bucks at the shopgoodwill.com today. So I was pretty stoked. They're pretty good size 13. So in great shape too. For 20 bucks, I was like, yep, let's do it. Derek is in the house. What do I got left? 1, 2. I got 8 more to bag up. So let me grab some more. So I need some bigger ones. These guys, I'm running out of. Let me see. Are you big enough? Nah, he's not big enough. He's big enough. He's big enough. Yeah, I need a couple more. Let me grab a couple more real quick. That's too big enough right there. Get in there. Get in the bucket. We got 1, 2. You come in. 1, 2, 3. We got 3 more big ones. Hey, this filter gets them every time. Let's see what we got here. You are big enough. You're not big enough. You've got 1 out of 3 I caught big enough. Come here, buddy. You're next contestant on. You're going to a new home. Now I also have a pile of driftwood over here, so I just scoop that on that one. Oh yeah, there we go. I got plenty to choose from now. Come here, brother. All right, there we go. Now we're good. All right, you guys are all free to go. You guys survived for another day. You're not going to a new home tomorrow. Oh. Like I said, I love these floors being waterproof because I make a mess when I'm bagging fish. What's going on, Ann? So now I got enough of them. Now we got enough. But what I did is I said I can't have another bag. Your boy can't have it. So I just, you know, I pre set up 30 bags. That way I was ready to go. I didn't have to count fish, try to count fish as I did them. I decided I wanted to take 30, and that's what we're taking. I said last time I brought 50, and I ended up bringing like 20 of them home. So, well, shoot, I probably about 25, 30 of them home. So I decided not to bag as many this time, just because it's going to be a long day. Tomorrow I got to we're getting on the road Sunday to Alabama, so I didn't want to spend, you know, an hour or two unbagging fish when I got home and putting them all back into the tanks. So hopefully I'm only bringing stuff home that I wanted from the expo, and not these guys. Hopefully I'll sell everything. I may even just take them. I may not even take the other fish but I really need to get rid of endlers. I got so many males. I got to get rid of some of them. What is going on, Ghost Pirate? Oh yeah, they will. Some of them betas can be mean, man. Some of them are good. Like I had one. I had him in a tetra with a bunch of tetras and didn't mess with him. He would get pissy with him for a little bit. At first he did, but he calmed down and they got along great. Just the big thing is with him, you got to give him enough space. If they've got him in with other fish, they got to have space. But yeah, they could definitely, some of these betas, they get aggressive and they will take out other fish in a heartbeat. They definitely will. I said, I love betas, just I don't want to breed them. So I said, my son had a beta. We had 2 betas in his room. And I said that I got from California. They were originally, I planned on breeding them, and then we just went a different route. I said, that's what I like about everything I have stays smaller. So I'm not worried about, overdoing my space and having to upgrade size of tanks, except for my bass. My bass, obviously, I have to bigger tanks, but he's going in a 75 for now. And then depending if he doesn't outgrow that, if he outgrows it before, then I'll put him in a 100-gallon tank, and hopefully that'll last until we get our house, because then he's gonna have an above ground. If not, what I'm gonna do is once all the above ground pools go on sale, then I'm gonna buy one to put a pond in the back for him. So I wouldn't be surprised, because I know the one I had, that joker just kept eating. If he had food in there, like, I would feed him just a little bit, because they'll eat and eat and eat. Oh man. Yeah, I said some of these people, they're in our group chat just like stressing out. I'm still bagging fish. I'm still getting ready. And I'm like, I'm not stressing. Like I said, I don't take a whole lot. I said, I'll take those hang on the back filters that I got, because I'll list them $10 a piece. I said they're $30 filters. But I didn't pay nothing for them, really. I mean, I paid for the tank that I'm using back there. So essentially I don't have any money in them. So I'm just going to sell them for $10 a piece and see if they go. If they don't, they're right down here. They're not taking up any space. I have them underneath in a container underneath my air hockey table. So they're not in my way or anything. I said I got the tank for $24 and all those. So if I sell 3 of them, I'm in the profit. So, and I got the tank. I said that tank's making me money as it is. I said I'm thinking of when we buy our property, I'm gonna have a 100-gallon tank, because I want a Fahaka puffer. I want a Fahaka or an Imbu, Mabu. But I like the Fahaka puffer better myself. But a friend of mine's got a couple of them. I might grab one. But once Bastard goes into his new aquarium, I'll have a 100-gallon tank available at that point. So got to put something in it. But I love these little dwarf puffers. They're pea puffers. They're awesome. There's 6 of them in there. I'm hoping they breed. That's why I'm redoing the tank, to make it a little more. I can't see. There's so much vegetation in there. I can't see. So if they have babies, if they lay eggs, I won't be able to see in there. So that's the other reason I'm clearing that tank out and I'm redoing it. So that I can see them. I love it though. When I drop that little gumdrop in here, it's a little frozen thing of bloodworms. Man, they attack that thing. All 6 of them come flying out of everything. Yeah, they are. They're like little freaking aquatic bumblebees, man. You guys have not seen a pea puffer. As soon as I get that tank cleaned out, and and get it redone up, I'll do a video on them. They are just so cool. Like, I love them. I sit down because they're on the bottom. I'll sit on the floor and watch them just float around like little bees in the tank, and they'll chase each other around. And I got one dominant male in there, so he chases everybody around the tank. Especially when I drop that bloodworm gumdrop in there, he'll come out of nowhere, and he thinks that gumdrop is his, and they'll be all pecking at it. He'll be chasing them around. Then you'll see him chase one off, and the other one will go eat. It's fun to watch him. It is fun. Yeah, I said I originally had 2, and then I read you should have like 5 or 6. So I went and bought 4 more. They're in a little 20 long. A matin filter. That's what was in that tank. Because originally this 20 long was going to be, I was going to put shrimp in there, so I put a matin filter, but I've taken the matin filter out and replacing it with 2 sponge filters. So I just put the new sponge filter in there, and I'm going to remove the matin filter. But in that tank, I make my own. For my planted tanks, I put potting soil on the bottom, and then I top it off with play sand, or not play sand, but pool filter sand from Home Depot. Oh yes, I said no. Fahakas are nice. Fahakas are nice. I told the wife today, I said, I know what's replacing Bastard when he goes into a bigger tank, and that's going to be a Fahaka puffer. And she just said, okay. They are awesome. They're expensive to feed, but you got to feed them clams and all that stuff. But like I said, I have so many. I've got these ram's horn snails, and I'm just breeding them. They're in this tank, just breeding like crazy. So that's like a food supply forever. I said that I put them in the tank that they're in because I had some the plants that I had in there. I had a snail problem. I don't have a snail problem in there no more. They have cleaned that tank clean. I don't see any live snails in there at all. So they've done their job. Like I said, they're awesome to watch. They're just like little bees, man. They're like aquatic bumblebees. They just float around and dart around. But I can't see them because the jungle valve overtook the tank. So I want to put some Anubias or something like that, or some bigger plants, but that don't take up the whole tank. That don't keep growing. That's what I'm going to get tomorrow. So I know Sue will have some. And I'm not worried about putting new plants in that tank because like I said, if they're snails, they're not going to live anyway. So not in that tank. Well, I'm going to probably pull all that out tomorrow when I get back from the expo and redo it before we leave. But yeah, it's so cool. I can sit there and watch that tank all day long. All right, I got a few more bags, guys, and then we're going to call it a night for today. Call it a live stream anyway. I still got to do more work, but I got to go print off the labels and stuff and decide if I'm going to take how many other fish I'm going to take with us or with me. I say us, but I'm the only one going. I'm riding solo tomorrow. My daughter was going to go with me, but Kobe was going to go with me, but we got the grandbabies, so she's going to help my wife with the grandbabies. Oh, you're right on the edge. This one was he's right on the inch and a quarter line, but he's good enough. I said, these guys, I love them. First time I fed them green beans, my daughter was like, what are you doing? I was like, I'm feeding them. She's like, you're feeding them green beans? I said, yes. They love green beans. They get French cut green beans. I've done the pleco wafers. I have a bunch of them. I have rapashi. What I'll do is sometimes I'll make up a bunch of rapashi, and I take the rapashi, I take their driftwood out of the tank, and then I'll coat it with I'll drizzle the rapashi on top, and then put it back in there. Oh man, they love that stuff. Anybody else use rapashi that's dealt with fish? It stinks. If you haven't, when you make it, it's a very pungent, smell, especially like the morning wood one, the ones that are wood based for the like the flecos. Man, they just they have a smell to them. It's nuts when you're making it, but it's great food. Great food. I mix up the rapashi. I mixed up a little bit of calcium carbonate because I feed that stuff to my snails as well. And then I'll put a little bit of fish food in there with it. So a little bit of protein. And then I just put it in little jello, or a little, not jello molds, but little ice cube mold trays, little rubber ones. Make little cubes that drop in. But like I said, for the plecos, I just drizzle on top of the driftwood and then put the driftwood back in the tank, and they tear that stuff apart. Ooh, that one did not want to be caught. That one did not want to be caught. You didn't know that who made fish food? Oh yeah, you make your own fish food, definitely. Yeah, rapashi is like in a powder. So it's in a powder form. It's like it has like a gelatin in them. All of them have like a gelatin. So you add hot water to it, and then you mix it up, and it makes like a gelatin. You can you pour it in like cubes and stuff. You add other stuff to it as well. You can make your own, like they call it snello, which is like snail jello, as well. But I just buy the good stuff. What's going on, Thomas Chafee? What's going on, boss? Appreciate you stopping in. We're about to wrap it up. Actually, I just been sitting here packing up some fish, hanging out, getting a few extra watch hours in. Oh yeah, that stuff is crazy. Like I said, the one. I said one of them isn't too bad. The mean green or something like that. That one's not as bad. But like I said, there's one that I get. I think it's called morning wood. Oh, I just found all those, and I had one break. The seam just busted on this one. Well, good thing it busted here and not at the expo. All right, I'm glad that happened here. That does happen. So I probably twisted it too much. Oh yeah, they make reptile rapashi too. Yep, sure do. Yep. Yeah, they're great superfoods. I mean, they're great stuff. Like I said, you can make it yourself, but I got a big tub of like calcium carbonate for the snails. Because I just put it in the stale water. I'll sprinkle it in the tank with my mystery snails, but what's up, baby girl? Trying to catch these little boogers. Get ready for the fish expo. I'm bagging them up just like I did last time. Yeah, I'm live right here. Want to come say hi? Come around. It's over here. Colby's going to say hi. Yeah. Well, I'm showing them live. Yeah. There she is. Oh, you got to come over here. Come over here. Come by me. Say hi. There's Shane and Samantha's in there. They're the ones that gave you the $5.
Oh, hello.
So she's getting ready to go to bed. All right, baby girl, give me a hug.
I'm not going to bed.
Well, going in your bedroom, right? No.
My mom took care of it.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
So I got to show.
The crested gecko one is basically banana baby food. Not yet. Like I said, it's crazy that you look at the list of ingredients. Like I said, you can make the stuff yourself. I know somebody that they use baby food to make their snail food. So they take like the plain gelatin, and then they put baby food in it. They put like baby green beans and stuff like that in it, and then they sprinkle a little bit of other stuff in there, and then call it a day. because I was getting a recipe from one lady. That's exactly what she had, was baby like green beans and stuff. So, yeah. So good thing these floors are waterproof, because that thing busted all over the place. But I said I have towels, so most of it went on the towel. Come here, buddy. Ooh, all right, guys, a couple more, and we are done. Well, done with the live stream anyway. I'm not tired still. But hope everybody has a great weekend. Everybody that showed up, I said tomorrow I'll go live. It'll probably be about 1 p.m. Eastern time, maybe a little earlier. Depends on how busy it gets. I don't want to go too early, but if it's dead, like once it hits a little bit of a dead spot, I'm gonna go live. Just kind of you guys kind of hang out with y'all, get a few more extra watch hours in, you know. But and then, like I said, I'll go live hopefully at a time where I can go do a walk around. A friend of mine's daughter is going to be there, so I'll have her watch my table, because they're right down. They're like 3 tables down for me, so it'll be. I'll have their daughter watch my table, and then I'll do a tour, a quick walk around. You guys can see what all is there. Give you all a good sneak peek and stuff like that. So if you've never been to one, it's kind of what you expect. I'm gonna say, if you've ever been to a reptile one, it's the same thing with fish, really. You just got different breeders, different stuff, different vendors and stuff like that. Some of them have, like I said, some of them have supplies. Like my man Jason, he actually has a fish store online. He has a retailer license, so he's got a couple products. Like he sells Repashy. He's got a Repashy contract and stuff, so he carries their line of food. So he'll bring all that stuff. He'll have a whole. I think he's getting 3 tables this time, or 2 tables, and he's got 3 employees, something coming with him. But him and another YouTuber, Papa Shrimp, they went in together, like a little business venture together now. So they're kind of teamed up. Because Jason also runs a printing company, so he's got a fish room at the house, and he's got a fish room at the print shop. So, and now he's got a website. Like I said, he takes orders. Jarhead Aquatics. So he'll be there tomorrow. Be a couple other YouTubers there tomorrow as well. But all right, guys, that is it. I know it was boring as could be if you're not into that kind of stuff, but I got one little guy left that didn't make the cut. Let me put him back in the tank. Come here, little fella. You wouldn't have win anyway. We'll get bigger. But I appreciate everybody come hang out. Like I said, I'll be live tomorrow sometime. You guys will see a pop. It won't be listed, so just got to be looking out for it to go live. If you've got me on notifications, you'll get the notification I go live. Did a pretty good turnout last time. I think it was like 15, 20 of y'all hung out with me last time, so be on the lookout for that. If not, I will be live again. I won't be live Monday during the day, most likely, because we'll be on the road, but I am going to go live from the casino in Shreveport, one of them, whichever one we end up at. I'm going to throw $1,000 into a slot machine and let it ride. We're going to do 100 spins. So I'm going to do up to $10 a spin, but we're going to do 100 spins and see where we're at. So I'm either going to lose it or we're going to win something. So and then again, I'll be back on normal schedule Wednesday for the lunchtime live, the Wednesday night auction. Then we got Friday lunchtime. Then Friday night, we have a fundraiser. That thing is going to be awesome. So definitely check out those live. The fundraising live stream is already scheduled. So you guys can go onto my page and you'll see it. You just click the reminder. That way you guys are known. Give that thing a thumbs up or a thumbs down. That is a benefit to help out not only Lucky Charm Wendy's husband, Bob, but as well as Adam Hartman Made. We're going to try to do a little bit of both and get him a little bit of money to help with the medical testing that his wife is requiring. Give him a little support with there. So appreciate you guys hanging out. I'm going to get off here, finish what I got to do, and get to bed because I got to get up U.S. Women's National Team plays at 7:30 Eastern Standard Time tomorrow against New Zealand. So I'll be able to catch that game right before. I got to be at the bank at 9 to grab some change because I forgot to get it today. And by the time I realized it, the bank was closed. So appreciate you guys. Have a good night. Have a great weekend. Until next time, stay humble, stay hungry, stay focused. Peace.